lot of it as well is economic, if you will, because the healthy foods are a little pricier than those that are not. So how then do we tackle the socio-economic gap? If those who have the extra money to buy what's healthful, what happens then to the rest of those who can't afford it?
That is a giant issue. Exactly. And that's one of the reasons why. And I know when I come here and have opportunities to speak and to share, and I come here with the folks at Healthy Options, what I love about what Healthy Options has done, they create a world in which people from all socioeconomic backgrounds can find something healthy and at a price point that works for them, between the produce, whether it's the proteins, and even some of the snacks they provide. What I've loved about working alongside of them is that they've really created a place that no matter where you are on the socioeconomic scale, there's a place that you can begin. You may not be able to have every part of your world all day long reinforced by wellness, but if you can start with one meal or one snack, or even just what I love to say when I was working with patients, they'd say, well, if I can only do one thing, I would say start off with a handful of nuts, almonds, pistachios. Why? Because what they will do, they'll balance your blood sugar. Now, what's beautiful about nuts and seeds, very inexpensive, incredibly nutrient dense. And this gives us a place to actually build the campaign where we're starting with something we can afford, but also something that has an ROI, which is the return on intention, not just the investment, that literally allows us to feel different just based on the fiber source, the magnesium. All these things that happens in nuts and seeds literally are the foundation for how we can feel well.
You didn't even mention the meats in your diet for a day. The chicken, salmon, that hasn't even come in. Not even the beef.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about protein?
Yeah, I mean, how much do you have off it?
I'm a fairly protein-centric person, upwards neighborhood of 150 to 200 grams a day. Based on the latest data, we've been under-proteining ourselves for a long, long time. So if you're somebody who weighs roughly, let's say you weigh 120 pounds, you want to have at least 90 to 120 grams of protein. So 1 gram per pound of body weight. So for a lot of us, utilizing things like protein powders is a way that we can literally get to that level. That's not like having to feel like, oh my gosh, I got to have yet another chicken breast or yet more steak. Use protein powders in the mid-morning, mid-afternoon to actually get your protein quotient. Or again, things like nuts and seeds. And really interesting, things like broccoli actually have more grams of protein than a steak does based on the weight of steak versus the weight of broccoli. If you have a pound of broccoli and a pound of steak, you're going to get more protein in the broccoli. People don't know that. Vegetables have a lot of protein, particularly when they're coming from crucifers.
So in terms of weight then, I mean, is that a consideration given that building mass is also very important for the strengthening?
Yes. So your body is going to be absolutely dependent on your metabolic engine, which is lean muscle. And here's what's interesting. As we age, particularly after age 30, we start to see upwards of 3 to 5% of lean muscle mass loss every decade after age 30. So when you're 60, I could have lost by this point 15, even 20% of my lean muscle mass. But here's the interesting thing. We lose it not because we're aging. We lose it because we decide, oh, I'm 60, I don't exercise anymore. I'm 70, I don't lift weights anymore. But a study that was done at Harvard, they took 90-year-old people, 90 to 93 years old, who hadn't exercised in over 30 years, 8 weeks in the gym, 110% increase in strength, and they literally doubled their muscle mass at age 90. Not because they were 90 and awesomely healthy, because these were 90-year-olds who weren't exercising for decades. But it just shows, no matter what our age is, Cathy, all we have to do is decide to get back into movement. We don't have to lift weights. We can just go for a walk. We can do modified squats while we're doing the dishes. Anything that engages our muscle improves our metabolism.